Hotel World. Welcome back to the Chosen Few channel. I'm your host, Matthew Daniels, the writer, author, scribe, and bookworm. But I'm not just a bookworm, world. I'm the real bookworm. Make sure you get it right. And as always, may your name live on forever, and may your memory, family, never die. Today, we're going to be talking about ghosts, spirits, spells, and incantations. That's right. We're going to be talking about ghosts, spells, spirits, and incantations. And to do this, we're going back to the iconic slave narratives, but this time we're going to the state of Texas. And so what I want you guys to do is follow along with this tale, and we're going to see what this ancestor, may their name live on forever and may their memory never die, Florence Ruffins. We're going to see what they had to say on the subject of ghosts, spirits, spells, and incantations. Let's get into it, family. Does I believe in the ghosties? I sure does, she says. And I tells yous why I knows there are ghosties. First, I hears and see them, and lots of other folks I talks to has. So she's beginning it by saying that she not only sees and hears ghosts, but she also talks to them, and individuals that she knows has talked to them as well. She goes on to say, then my pappy and my mammy both could see them, and they had special powers, but they was good powers. They has no use for the evil spells all such. I want to ask y'all a question. Do you guys believe in ghosts? Do you guys believe in ghosts, spirits, spells, and incantations? Do you think that this type of stuff real? Is there a realm outside of this realm where entities exist? And can those entities in that other realm interact with this realm? It doesn't matter what you call it, how you describe it, what name you put on it, because you may be confused. But are people describing genuine experiences? Do you think that this stuff is actually real or not? Let me know in the comments. Let's go a little further. She says, in the old days, for surrender, before the surrender, the end of the Civil War, basically in the old days, the days before the end of the Civil War, when freedom came. In the old days, for surrender, the colored folks talks about ghosties and haunts. But since education, and for the colored folks, some of them learns to say spirit instead of ghost. So he's saying during slavery, they refer to these entities as ghosts. Remember what I told you, it doesn't really matter what you're calling it. Are you talking about an experience, a legitimate experience? So he says that, she says, I apologize. She says that in the days of slavery before the surrender, they called them ghosts. But since they started getting education, they were taught to call them spirits. She goes on to say, now they has the church. Listen to this. Now they has the church. I'm the real bookworm, family. I'm telling you, you're not going to get this kind of information nowhere else. That's why I appreciate you guys tuning in, because this all I do is read, and I'm going to extract these jewels and I'm going to bring it to you. So hit that subscribe, and if you want to support the channel, you can go to my website. Link is in the description, and purchase one of my books, or you can donate to the channel. Cashapp $ TheRealBookWorm. I appreciate it. But anyway, now they has the church that say the preacher can bring the ghost, but they calls it the spirit to the meeting and talk with them. That am the spiritualism church. Listen to, now they have a church where a preacher claims to be able to bring these ghosts or these spirits to the meeting and talk to them. Have y'all ever been watching TV and an individual was supposed to be a medium, and people were out there in the crowd, and it was like, you know, I'm hearing a name, and they say, oh, it starts with an M, oh, my grandma just passed, her name is Mary, oh, I believe it's Mary, and then they are the medium to communicate with the spirit. It appears that this was going on Even back in the day with the ancestors, man. Hey, look, they called it the spiritualism church. It was a whole church where this preacher was carrying this out. She goes, interesting information. She goes on to say, I was telling you the things I hears my mommy and pappy tell me, and some I seen for myself. What I seen, I can be the witness for, and what my mammy and pappy says, I can be the witness for that. Cause I's not gonna lie about what the dead people says. So she's gonna tell another story. There am only one way to best the ghost, and it am call the Lord and he will banish them. So she's saying that it's only one way to get the best of a ghost. When a ghost or a spirit or an entity is there bothering you, it's only one way to deal with them, and that's by calling on the name of the Lord to banish them. She goes on to say some folks don't know how to best them, so they get tantalized bad. I guess tantalized mean terrorized, or something to that effect. There was a man called Everson, and he been the slave. The ghost come and tell him to go dig. Now check this out, family. She's about to go and tell the story of a man named Everson, and she says that a ghost comes to him and tells him to go to a specific place to dig by himself, and he'll find a pot of gold. Told the man didn't go. Ghost come back a second time, tell the man again, man don't go. He was afraid to go off into the woods by himself and look. Into a graveyard. I apologize. It wasn't the woods, but he told him to go off into a graveyard. The man didn't want to go off into the graveyard until finally the ghost come to him the third time and tell him to do it. So the man finally he gonna do it, but he go tell two people that to come do it with him because he's afraid. So all three men go out there. Now while they out there, they digging what the ghost tell them to dig. Story goes, the man that the ghost came to, he actually finds something, opens it up, he sees the gold. He calls the other two men over. When the other two men start running over, the gold sinks deep within the earth, and by the time they get over there, they can only see the hole. And they just said that is because the ghost wanted him to go by himself. He didn't want them other two men to be there. You feel me? Interesting story. But look, she goes on to say, in that same country where that thing with the gold happened, there am a form which show am haunted. So now we're finna look at a haunted form, family. Now we're finna look at hauntings in the Texas slave narratives. We're talking about ghosts, we're talking about spirits, we're talking about spells, we're talking about incantations. Just ride it out with me. In that same country, there am a form which show am haunted. Many families try to live in that house, but am forced to move. It am supposed the niggers, what the cruel master on that farm killed in slave times, come back to tantalize. The ghosties come in the night and walks back and forth across the yard, and they can see him as plain as day. There am nobody what will stay on that farm. Now think about something, family. When you talking about the ancestors, I know some of y'all done thought like me, like, man, if let's say I was born back during slavery times and I was killed or murdered over some nonsense, and then just in the afterlife I could come back and and on some, even if it was a minute level, do some terrorizing and some haunting, I would. You want, like, why ain't nobody do it? And then you look up and you get all these stories. Apparently this is what she's claiming, that there was a whole farm that was haunted, and they was claiming that it was supposed to be the niggers what the cruel master on that farm killed in slave times come back to tantalize, or I'm saying terrorize. My pappy am coming home on the horse. Okay, so yeah, so on this part she goes into a story where she say her dad is coming home on a horse one day. Well, so he hears a horse, somebody on a horse coming up behind him. He look behind him and he kind of like see something, a horse coming up like somebody on it. When they get close, he try to touch it or whatever, but his arm go through it. He say something, don't nothing come back. He gets scared, jump off, he take off running, and then the horse with the haunt or the ghost on it took off running into the woods. You feel me? Ghosts, spirits, spells, and incantations, family. She goes on to say, right here in this house, a person died and they spirit tantalize at night. It come after we goes to bed and patters on the floor with the bare feet and rattles the paper. The show get me all a quivering. I has to get the Bible and call the Lord to banish them. But I seen the shadow of that ghost often, and it am a man ghost, and it look sad. So check this out. So she's talking about this man ghost that looks sad. That she saw the shadow of, and she's talking about that the house that she's living in, somebody died in there, and sometimes the ghosts come back to tantalize on what she has to do. Just I want y'all to just comprehend what I'm trying to say. Ghost, spirits, spells, and incantations. Spells and incantations. When you've seen movies like The Exorcist and stuff like that, and you've read the Bible, and people are talking about, you know, banishing out demons, and the disciples and the apostles or whatever, or following in the footsteps of that leader Christ, and they're banishing out demons or whatever. And now you see, now check this out, you see right here within the Texas slave narratives, you see an account, she's saying that she actually has done that, and she already told us in the beginning that the only way to best what she's calling a ghost is to call on the name of the Lord to banish them. Basically, like, get thee behind me in the name of the Lord. You see what I'm saying? You got to see what you're looking at. She says she has to get her Bible and call the Lord. You know what I mean? So she's talking about getting a Bible. So here's a reference that she has a physical Bible. I don't know how many books. I don't know none of that about it. Don't go into the detail, but she got a Bible that she could read. So you know she's probably gonna go to some scriptures, picture. She's not giving you the full picture. You know what I'm saying? There's not a feature-length film. There's not a book, but she's conveying a message, and we have to use our minds to fill in the blanks. I'm filling in the blanks. Think about it. So she get a Bible. She reading from the Bible, calling on the name of the Lord to banish these ghosts, these spirits. We're talking about ghost, spirits, spells, incantations, all found in the Texas slave narratives. This your brother Matthew Daniels, aka I'm Pooh, aka the Chosen Few, aka the Real Bookworm. But I'm not just a bookworm, world. I'm the real bookworm. Make sure you get it right. And as always, may your name live on forever, and may your memory, family, never die. Click the link in the description and go purchase one of them books, man. Show your boy some love. I got 4. Get one or get all. They come and sign directly from me. Hotel.